Welcome to Take a Look, where today we're taking a look and a big bite out of Netflix. That's right, Netflix Bites, the brand new destination restaurant serving up food and drinks inspired by your favorite Netflix shows, like...
You're terribly frightened by what you've seen.
Stranger Things, The Upside Down Never Tasted So Good.
다시 게임을 하게 해줘.
Squid Game, you'll love the food, but don't lose.
Hunger Games, baby.
Love is Blind, a bar where you commit to the drink without seeing the menu, and so much more.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Speaking of things getting heated, Bar Rescue's back. John Taffer is angrier than ever and joins us live. Seriously, this man's blood pressure should be its own show. Plus, ever wonder how Milk Duds became a thing? You're gonna find out. The food that built America on the History Channel digs into the stories behind your favorite household brands. So grab a snack, maybe a helmet, and let's take a look.
Take a take a drink. Yeah, we're gonna be doing it both, all in honor of the Netflix Bites, that new pop-up. Let me tell you how my connection to it got started. It started out with executive chef David Chang. Hold on, I don't wanna just tell you about it. Let's talk to my good friend Natalie Franklin. How you doing?
Hi, good.
All right, so you know Natalie Franklin. She went viral because of your Instagram page all about...
Northwest, Kim and Kanye's daughter. I almost called her a baby. She's not a baby anymore.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, it grows up quick. Be going to Vegas pretty soon on her own before you know it, if you think about it. All right, so the way this came to be, you and I were talking backstage about Netflix Bites, and before that, David Chang's show on Netflix. It was their very first cooking show, live, dinner time live with David Chang, and I bumped into him and I said, "What are you doing here?" And he said, "Look around," and I turned and there's an entire restaurant dedicated to Netflix.
That's so interesting. In Vegas.
Yeah, and it's so good. So I'm a huge Stranger Things fans, and so it's obvious that I would flock to this. What are your favorite Netflix shows?
My favorite Netflix show is Grace and Frankie with Jane Fonda.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, quickly tell them the plot of that, because I love the plot of this.
The plot are two married couples.
Yeah.
They're like in their 70s.
Sure.
And the husbands decide to leave the wives.
Kind of late in the game.
Yes, for each other.
Right.
Yes.
So quickly, what kind of food or beverage would you snap together based on that show premise?
Grace loves the martini, so you got to put a dirty, filthy martini on the menu. 3 olives stuffed with blue cheese.
That's awesome. Awesome. What else could I throw out there? You know, they've got a movie that just won an Academy Award for Zoe Saldana, so I would go in honor of Amelia Perez, Zoe Saldana lasagna.
That's not really a Mexican dish, though.
I know, but it was directed by a French guy. In fact, for that matter, it was shot in France.
So we're
Tell me
all
when
over
I should just stop talking.
we're
About
all
now?
over the place.
Okay, all right, so let's go deeper into it. I caught up with the guy that's in charge of connecting all things Netflix outsourced, as well as the guy that's in charge of all the food over at MGM, and we talked. Take a look. I do a lot of competitive eating. This is the longest I've sat in front of something without consuming everything. So I could make this all disappear in the time we chat.
We're building suspense for you, in true cinematic fashion.
Yeah, how exciting is it? Because you're probably fans of the product. How exciting is it to bring your world and your world to this?
It's great. I mean, for us, we're always looking for ways to bring our fans closer to the stories they love. And, we're doing it through these highly immersive, experiential concepts.
Sure.
We came to Vegas. We thought we were going to create this restaurant that really from screen to table, gives people a new way to experience their favorite worlds and characters.
We're going to be the first in the city that kind of involves an immersive streaming platform into a household restaurant where you can come in and feel like you're actually a part of the show and actually enjoy the food when you're here.
It is so cool, and Vegas has always been bigger than life. But then when you bring these shows that are also bigger than life, like Squid Games, I'm a fan of both the show and the reality series based on it. This makes me a little nervous. I'm a little PTSD. Look at this.
Yeah, exactly. It's red bite, green bite. So inspired by the famous red light, green light game, both in the scripted show and in Squid Game: The Challenge. And basically, you spin the wheel here, and then Young Hee is gonna have her way with you, determine your fate for which level of hot sauce you're going to have to eat with this Korean fried chicken.
Is that a dare? It sounds like you're saying go.
I mean, if we're
hoping you land on red.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And you know the story about landing on red, I assume.
So I'm assuming that that's the hot. Let's do it.
You're a smart man.
All
Let's
right.
get in there.
Here we go. Now, when we say hot, how hot is this?
This is hot.
Scale of 1 to 10.
Tears of joy hot.
All right, let's see.
But you'll be the...
I've never met anything too hot to handle. I'm telling
let's
you.
go.
And I thought you guys were so nice a minute ago. I love you and hate you all at the same time.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
No,
Thanks
that's
for
great.
coming.
That's great.
Mommy. Would it kill you to have beverages over here? Exactly. Do you notice when I do eating competitions, usually there's a beverage there. I'm eating the hottest thing on the menu. Nothing. Not so much.
So you do competitive eating.
I do.
Can we put that to the test later on?
What do you got in mind?
The WWE Smash Burger.
Oh, nice. Keeping it on theme.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I'll do the fries, but I'll see what I can do with one of those burgers. Speaking of the beverage, Netflix didn't forget about that in the overall concept. Coming up in a moment, we'll take you deeper into Netflix Bites, the new pop-up themed restaurant in Vegas, and take you behind the beverages. Maybe they're inspired by Bridgerton. Maybe they're inspired by Stranger Things. I don't know. You're going to know next. Maybe Squid Games. Hey, welcome back. It is Take a Look. Today we're taking a bite and taking a drink out of Netflix Bites. A little bit later on, we're going even deeper into television. Down the pipe in the show, what did you say you were most excited about?
The drinks.
Yeah, the drinks, because you got to have that. They say in Europe, and I think I even say this in the interview, when you drink, eat. Or
Yes.
when you eat, drink.
Exactly.
And so we did. Look. You know, in Europe, they say when you drink, eat, and when you eat, drink. Well, let's take care of the drinking part of all of this Netflix Bites.
Well, we had so much fun making these cocktails and being connected with the shows, and I want to show you our first one, the Mind Flare.
Nice.
So, do you watch Stranger Things?
Of
at all?
course.
Okay, so this is reminiscent of the Upside Down. So inside here we do have some Maker's Mark bourbon, we have some blackberry, then we have 2 light up cubes, so to show the lightning, and then obviously the big cloud of cotton candy.
Right.
We've colored it purple just to really get there, but this is one of my favorite cocktails right now.
That's awesome. How many of those do you consume before you truly start to experience the upside
Yeah,
down?
well, you know, it depends on I think there's a size of mass, but I'm going to say 2 probably.
All right, and moving right along.
Well, with mocktails being a big trend right now, we have our Luffy at Sea. It's based on One Piece. They have a live action on Netflix. So we wanted to make it look like the ocean. You have coconut water, pineapple juice, a splash of Sprite, and coconut foam, so that really gives you that ocean effect of the waves. And of course, what piece wouldn't be complete without some fish and of course gummy sharks.
That is amazing. You know what'd go good with that? Some rum or vodka. To each their own. To each their own. And over here on this?
This one is our Pink Soldier from Squid Game.
Nice.
So Squid Game has the pink soldiers, and we actually print what type of pink soldier we think you are. And if you're a true fan, you'll know that they're a hierarchy based on the shape on their masks.
Right. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. They're already judging me right there. Greg, you saw me coming a mile away.
Hey, listen, we got you the square one. That means you're the manager. So
I
at least we put
appreciate
you in a good place.
I appreciate that. It also makes me very vulnerable at the same time. There's a dot on me. How exciting is it to be part of this? Like, this is revolutionary. No movie studio, no content creator has ever had their own eats place.
Well, I think what's so great about it is all the connections that we could make with food. So movies, shows, they connect perfectly with this. And so, you know, we give a whole new meaning to Netflix and chill now at this point.
And there's a tutorial. You might be able to teach me how to make a little something. Is there
Well,
a rule?
Edith is going to take you through this one. This is actually one of the cocktails that the guests will be able to make tableside. You
All
want
right.
to talk them through that?
Yeah, this is only a little tidbit, but this is our House of Usher. So in the show, of course, you're an evil scientist who makes a very addictive prescription drug. So you're going to start off, you're going to pour from the flask over the cube.
All right.
You're going to start working on your very addictive
Let's
cocktail.
not screw this up. Here we go. You ready? Just
Yep.
this?
Yep. You're going to give it a nice little stir. You want it cold.
All right.
It's your little ice
Does
cube.
that go down?
Yep.
The part? Okay.
And then, of course, here at Netflix Bite, we want you to have the antidote. We
Sure.
want you to be addictive, but still good.
Okay.
So you have your syringe right over here on the side.
Yeah.
You're going to give it a nice squeeze, and it's going to
Squeeze?
change color. Yes.
No way.
Got to stir it again.
Now give it a
What?
stir. And now you have a balanced cocktail.
That is insane. 6 more of those, please. All right, guys, it's Imagine. There's no bartender over there. I don't know who I'm talking to. Congratulations
Thank you
on
so
this. It was
much.
amazing.
Thank you so much.
Met and exceeded expectations. Try them all. Zoe, Edith, thank you so much for the beverages after I had the red bite, green bite chicken. Much needed.
Yeah, that actually looked like a really fun experience all together. It's very interactive, everything is.
Yeah, I want to go back. The thing is, you know how you do when like you go in for TV and you go, hey, can we do this, do this? So
Yeah.
it's all very quick. You really don't really get to sample it.
Yeah.
I couldn't, so I want to go back on the reel.
Yes.
All right. My birthday's coming up, so if you want to throw a surprise party or anybody, get
Good
that
to
together.
know.
We can do that.
Yes.
All right, let's keep this going. Coming up in a moment, the aforementioned challenge with the Smash Burger, and then also let's fix a bar in need of help. Bar rescue. John's joining us next to talk about that. Hey, welcome back. It is Take a Look. Thanks so much for hanging out, and shout out to the men and women and everybody serving America with the armed forces watching on AFN. We thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
All right, you know who we should thank for their service? John Tabor for making bars better. You said this is one of your favorite shows.
Yes, Bar Rescue. I watch it almost every day.
Bar Rescue. Now, what do you
Absolutely.
get out of Bar Rescue?
I love when John Taffer's yelling.
Yeah, and he
That's-
always is.
Every episode he's screaming. But I also love that they do food, they do drinks, and they do redesign. So it's like 3 shows in one, really.
Yeah, exactly. This is a guy that started out in music. A lot of people don't know that, but if you're ever the Troubadour in LA, he started out as a bouncer there. He got engaged right next to that in Dantana's. So if you're checking out where would John eat, what kind of place does he not need to clean up? Dantana's in LA.
Okay, and he's from Vegas, which is one of my favorite cities.
Exactly. We kind of have a theme going today, don't
Yeah.
we? All right, I caught up with him. Take a look.
Well, you know, it's interesting. I own the only patent ever issued by the federal government to play music to achieve a desired ambiance in a hospitality property. I am a music nutcase. You know, people go where we play their music. They don't go where we don't play their music. So music is incredibly important. And how many times have we walked into an elevator and a song catches us? Wow. And suddenly there's joy in that elevator ride because of the song. So music programming is critical. We really curate the music that we play in bars to make certain that the music matches the logo, which matches the environment, which matches the food, which matches the drinks, which matches the prices. It all has to come together or it doesn't work.
What is the first thing that hits the senses when you walk into a restaurant? What is the very first thing? What do you look at? What do you listen for?
Well, you know, I think that a lot of people make an assessment of a restaurant or a bar the first 3 steps in. What does it smell like? What does the music sound like? Is the back bar organized or disorganized? Are the employees in uniforms? Are they clean? Right? What do the tabletops look like? And one of my pet peeves is picking up a salt and pepper shaker. If it's greasy on the outside, don't eat there.
That's great. I'll use that forever. Do you find when you walk into an establishment just in your day-to-day life, are you getting better service? Do you notice people a little bit more on edge?
I do, but I got to walk slower. I must tell you, if I walk too fast, if I'm deliberately going towards, they'll freak out on me. So I got to walk sort of slow and take it easy so they don't think I'm there with a purpose. But if I walk quickly, yes, they go crazy. I can see the face of fear.
Know what's scarier than Sundays? It's freaking awful. Me.
You've probably seen it all. Is there anything in this new season that tops it all?
You know, there is. You know, Donnie Wahlberg is a good friend of mine. And sometimes I've done 272 episodes of Bar Rescue. Sometimes I lose touch with how emotional it is. And Donnie did an episode with me. He's a good friend. And Jenny McCarthy, his wife, did an episode with me years ago. And I turned to my left to look at Donnie and I see the tears coming down his face. And I realized then how emotional that moment was. You know, sometimes I'm in a moment of anger, but they're in a deep emotional moment. This is a very powerful season. You're going to see a lot of tears this season. First episode takes us right there.
So are you like one of the missing members of New Kids on the Block that we never heard about?
You know, I'm not, but I'd love to be. I still got my steps in line. So if Donnie wants to work with me for a couple of weeks, I'm there.
Dude, I am such a fan of your work and everything you bring to the world. So thank you so much for the new season and for what you do.
Thank you, buddy. Good to see you.
I am a fan of that guy. Gentle Giant there. Now, full disclosure, I own bars, 3 of them,
okay.
right? And I'm not so sure we don't need his help, right?
Yeah.
But the last thing I want is to see that guy coming in saying stuff.
But he always gets sweet. Like first he's sour, then he's sweet. Like he's always gonna be nice eventually.
Like you and I watch enough reality TV, don't you get sick of like fake reality when they do the
Yes.
cutaway testimonials and they're reading the camera going da na 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 na, and you know that someone just said here say this, right?
Exactly.
That guy is real. There is nothing fake about him.
That does not go on Bar Rescue. Like he is authentic. He's trying to help these people.
Yeah.
My favorite episode, there's a Marshawn Lynch episode.
Oh, yes.
Yes, and it's fabulous. He doesn't even take a break on Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, and Marshawn, you could tell he was paying attention too.
Exactly. I don't know if it's in business. I can't confirm that.
Yeah, I don't know how it does. Not all of them do. About half of them don't take his advice and ultimately fail. If you go into a bar or restaurant now, don't you kind of look through his eyes and start judging what's clean, what's not, how's service?
I'm like, does this bar have bartender? Like, I'm always trying to figure out, like, what's the POS system? What's their food cost?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
To John Tapper.
All right, how's the front of house? What's going on back of the house? And now I'll always pick up the salt shaker and say, it's greasy. John said, we got to go. Everybody, we're leaving. We're not doing this.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep the food thing going. The food that built America. How did M&M's become a brand? Heinz ketchup and so many others. You're going to find out in a moment. This is one of my favorite shows. And behind it, another one of my favorite people, Adam Richman, the guy who used to do Man versus Food. He joins us next. Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Take a Look. Thanks so much for watching. And if you are watching on YouTube, hey, thanks for watching that way. Be sure and like and subscribe. When you jump over to Instagram, make sure you like and subscribe and follow
Nori's Black Book and Natalie the Hero.
Got it. What's going on with Nori?
Nori is trying to wrap her mind around the new season of The Kardashians.
Got it.
That's what we're doing over there.
There you go. All right, talking about television and talking about food right now, we want to keep that theme going with the food that built America. If I say, what's your favorite brand of food, what would you say?
In America?
Yeah, just name a food product.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, exactly.
Very American.
You will absolutely find out about that guy. Did you know that the Colonel didn't even get successful until he was in his 60s?
Wow, that's inspiring.
Crazy stories. Other stuff I found out about, the FDA was created largely because Heinz was complaining that his competitors were putting like arsenic in their tomato paste.
Oh, wow.
Crazy stuff you find out. Adam Richman hosted. I got a chance to catch up with him in L.A. I'm not sure where he was, but we talked. Take a look. Congratulations on this show. I can't begin to tell you how much I love and lean into this show. I've learned so much about it. I paid no attention to American history growing up. Suddenly now there's this show that has me captivated. The Food and Drug Administration was created because Heinz was trying to shut other people down. And not only that, it got Coca-Cola shut down for a minute because they had too much caffeine. Who knew?
I mean, that's the great thing. I maintain you will not look at a trip to the supermarket or to, Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever the same way again. And I think that's the thing. It's that when you see the human stories, when you learn that there was an actual Hidden Valley Ranch, that's like a real place that existed by Santa Barbara, California. And this guy really did make a buttermilk dressing. Or the fact that you mentioned Coca-Cola. The logo is the accountant's handwriting, the Swiss fountain pen, or little things like Tostitos, which is the thing that's from this season. Even noticing that the two T's in Tostitos, the middle T's in Tostitos, if you look at the logo, it's two people dunking a chip. So, I mean, it's just remarkable, this whole like human story behind these like monolith brands that exist.
Can we talk about the production value on your show? When you see dramatic reenactments, sometimes they're so horrible. This is like Scorsese-esque. It's insane.
Yeah, it's wildly cinematic. And what I've always told people is like, this isn't the AV squad rolls the TV into your class and it's this boring nonsense that you could really care about and you zone out and pass notes. This is something that I think captures it. And the idea of actually like showing this like very human indignation and showing the real thing that happened and not shying away from it, I think is really important to understand that people created history, not these companies, but individual brilliance.
All right, brother. Congrats on all you do. Can't wait to see what you do next. Thanks for making the foods and making America great.
Thank you so much.
Love that guy. Loved him on Man vs. Food. Love him on this show. What's the standout for this show for you?
The reenactments. They look good.
Yeah,
enough.
like I was saying, they look great. Like usually reenactments are cheesy, but they look like they're using like A-list Hollywood. That might be keeping Hollywood afloat right there.
Cinematography, Emmy-worthy stuff going on.
My favorite thing is that Kellogg was developed by this doctor, the Kellogg's Kellogg's Flakes, Corn Flakes, right? And then he didn't want to distribute it to America. He just wanted to run this clinic back east. And so his brother took the formula, and that's who made it famous. And then the original brother sued him.
That's just so interesting, all these like stories behind these big brands these days.
Right.
Even like the little stories. There's an episode about a concession stand and how the concession stand came to be because like a chocolate maker was struggling. And then a theater was like, let's just make a snack bar. And now we just have the concession stand.
Heinz ketchup ended up ultimately making the government start the FDA because they were complaining that their competitors were putting stuff in the products. The first thing the FDA did, shut down Coca-Cola. Now, how modern does this sound? Back in the 1920s, they said you have too much caffeine. This is after they took cocaine out of it. You still have too much caffeine in there, and you're using children in your programming.
Wow, that's
crazy. I'm just trying to stall because I know you have this eat you want me to do. In honor of Man vs. Food and Netflix Bites, what have you asked me to do?
I've asked you to smash the WWE Smash Burger.
All right, Josue, and I will do this before the show is over. And if I do it, what do you get? I mean, if I win, what do I get?
If you win, you get bragging rights.
Right.
If I win, I get your job.
Okay. Aim higher. You deserve so much better. And here we go. Hey, just talk to them while I eat.
Okay, so this is the WWE Smash Burger, available now at the Netflix pop-up shop at the MGM. It's a residency, not a pop-up. Mark is taking this burger down pretty well. I'm quite surprised. Didn't think you'd be this good at eating burgers. I'm not winning this bet. He's making sure of it. Okay. There is a technique here. So the little soda in between a couple of bites. This is where your big mouth really helps. All right. Thank you for joining us, for saying goodbye. Mark, do you have anything? Oh, he's busy. Thank you for watching. Take a look. Take a bite.